Hi guys, my name's Samantha Glockner. I'm a published author in Fort Worth, Texas, and today I'm going to be reading Chapter 4 of my new sci-fi series, Land of Arlenm. Emily begins examining the headstones, while the others walk aimlessly around the graveyard. They are kicking up chunks of dry dirt and dead grass. Their first impression of the graveyard is rather boring. Morgan stops walking suddenly when she hears a slight purring coming from behind her. She whips around on her heels, only to be greeted by a sinking feeling that somehow she is not alone, even though there is nothing there. Morgan thinks to herself, "Okay, Morgan, relax. You're just scaring yourself." Her thoughts are abruptly broken by a small, soft meow coming from her right. She slowly turns her head towards the sound and lets out a small giggle to herself. Her eyes fall upon a Russian blue cat that is rubbing the side of its body against a headstone. The fully gray cat is purring while staring up at Morgan with glowing, bright green eyes. Morgan slowly begins to approach the cat. When she reaches down to stroke its fur, the cat takes off through the graveyard, weaving in and out of headstones. Morgan proceeds fast after the cat. "Wait, come back!" Morgan watches the cat and follows its every move, feeling certain she'll catch it soon. The cat stops suddenly. A cool breeze brushes against the back of Morgan's neck and flows over the cat. Its fur spikes on its back. Morgan stares at the cat in confusion and wonders, why did it stop? Again, a harsh, cool wind forces over Morgan, only this time it carries with it the broken, raspy voice of an elderly woman. "How dare you frighten my little shadow?" Morgan's face drains to snow white as she begins backing away from the voice. Morgan's voice cracks. "I didn't mean to, I was just trying to pet her." Morgan receives no answer. She continues to move further away from where she heard the woman's voice. She backs up into a headstone, letting out a small cry of pain. Morgan's cries frighten the cat, which runs straight into a headstone. "I am in disguise" as the headstone when the cat seemingly disappears into the old rock. Morgan rubs her eyes twice, trying to make sense of what she had just witnessed. She begins running towards where she last seen the others, when she trips upon her own feet. Morgan feels herself falling. She reaches her hands out in front of her, trying to break her fall. Her palms dig roughly into the ground. She is just starting to regain her structure by getting back on her feet, when suddenly another gust of wind blows over the cemetery, nearly knocking her over again. With the wind comes the same raspy, broken voice. "You scared my precious baby away." A pause forms in the wind before the elderly woman's voice fills Morgan's ears again, only this time it is strong, deep, and powerful. "You will really regret you did that." The woman's dark laughter swirls through Morgan's head. She begins running again towards the other humans in desperation. "Nash, Nash, where are you?" Within a few feet, Morgan is relieved when she spots her friends. She speaks with exhaustion entangled in her words. "Did you guys see that woman?" Austin becomes uneasy. No. What woman?" Morgan manages to spit the words out in between gasps of air. "An old woman yelled at me because I scared a cat. Guys, I think she was dead. You have to believe me." Nash tries to control the situation. "Maybe she was just some crazy old lady whose cat got loose in the cemetery. I'm sure people wander through here all the time." Luke points towards a young boy who is walking his dog on the other side of the cemetery as he states, "You mean like that?" Nash's interest is sparked. "Let's go talk to him. Maybe he lives around here. This cemetery is a bust. Maybe he knows someplace else we can go that'll be fun." Raven can see the worry on Morgan's face. "It's okay. We'll all go together." Austin begins walking towards the boy. "Hey, wait up!" The boy stops walking and brings his dog to a halt. The humans notice he has to be no older than 8 years old. He has short, light brown hair, pushed back off his skin, which seemed to be completely drained of color. His pale blue eyes are brought out more because of the lack of color in his cheeks. His lips are severely cracked as he attempts to give a smile to my humans. He is wearing a red t-shirt paired with loose blue jeans, barely showing his bare feet as if they are trying to escape from underneath. He has a green leash held carelessly in his right hand. At the end is a massive black lab. The lab must weigh 200 pounds at the least. The dog's eyes glow bright auburn. His structure is nothing but pure muscle. Austin's voice softens. "Hi there, may I pet your dog?" The boy does not utter a sound. He only smiles a shy grin. Austin bends down as he reaches his hand out to stroke the dog's silky fur. Nash's attention is suddenly turned back towards the young boy. Nash blinks multiple times, trying to understand what is happening. He watches in shock as the boy begins changing before his eyes. The boy's brown hair is rapidly being overtaken by a jet black color. His blue eyes turn deep red, and his once smooth skin begins to peel, showing the rotting bone underneath. Nash cannot remove his eyes off the boy as his veins start protruding from beneath his skin. Nash's eyes meet the boy's as he forms a sly smile, revealing jagged, broken remains of teeth behind his cracked lips. Nash steps back in fear, bumping into Morgan, who is standing right behind him. He turns to see the others are in just as much shock from the transformation of the boy as he is. Nash rubs his eyes as he turns his attention back towards Austin. His jaw drops open as he stares at the dog that is now nothing but skin and bones. The dog is covered in burns and slashes as the black liquid seeps out of his wounds. Austin is staring lifelessly at the substance that is dripping onto his hand and running down his forearm. Nash becomes worried for Austin. He grabs him by the shoulders to get him away from the dog. He pulls him off balance, causing him to sail into the ground. Austin is confused. What the hell is going on? What is this stuff on my arm? Nash can only manage to point at the boy. His hand is shaking uncontrollably, in fear as he mumbles, "Dude, look what's happening to him." All they can do is watch in shock as the evil-looking child and the battered dog begin to shatter like broken glass, crumbling before their eyes. Austin's attention is drawn off the boy and onto the ground. He feels as if the whole earth is shaking beneath his palms. Austin screams, "What the hell? Do you guys feel that?" Luke states sarcastically, "Well, yeah, I'm standing right next to you. What do you think is happening?" Emily starts screaming at the top of her lungs, which fills the air. The others turn around to be greeted by a Civil War soldier on his horse. He is wearing a blue Navy war jacket with 6 gold buttons lying down the front. His light blue pants are mostly covered by his mud-splattered, knee-high black boots. The soldier has sandy brown hair with pearl glossy-colored eyes. His horse is tan with a beautiful long blonde mane. The eyes look like black orbs, sucking all the remains of happiness out of the air. His structure is strong and beautiful, even though his front right leg is missing. The horse still carries the soldier with pride. The soldier states sharply, "You should not be here. You are in great danger." Austin cannot gasp what is happening. "Who are you and why are we in danger? What do you want? Can you please tell us what the hell is even happening here?" The soldier's face remains stern. "I'm General Walker. I am not in a safe position to answer that question, but you must go now. If they see me with you, I'll become their next target." Austin turns towards the others. "I really don't know if I believe any of this. There has to be a logical explanation." Morgan nervously states, "Yeah? What do you think it could be?" Luke chimes in with worry infused in his tone. "I don't know, man. Maybe it is real." Raven blurts out in frustration, "I agree. There must be a logical explanation. It's so simple, guys. They must be using holograms." Nash laughs as if she told a bad joke. "Where are the projectors then?" Raven huffs, annoyed, rolling her eyes. "Probably hidden in the forest. They wouldn't want you to see them." Austin remains stern. "Quit fighting. Let's take a minute to calm down and figure out what the hell is going on." Luke nods his head, implying he agrees with Austin. "We definitely need to quit fighting. This was supposed to be fun, remember?" Morgan is extremely anxious. Her hands tremble. "Can we at least start heading for the exit, please?" Austin is already frustrated due to the fighting. He lets out an angry sigh, wishing they could stay in the graveyard and see more. "Yeah, okay, fine, let's go then." Austin begins leading the others through the maze of full graves. Austin then turns his head over his right shoulder to check on the other humans. When he turns back around, he stops suddenly, which forces everyone to walk right into the back of him. All the humans let out a gasp as they realize they are now face to face with an elderly woman. The woman has dark gray hair, which rests upon the top of her shoulders. Her pasty white skin is traced with years of wrinkles. Her eyes are white with an empty blank stare. She is wearing what appears to be a blue hospital gown. The woman has no shoes on her feet, revealing the coal-black color to them. The woman's mouth opens for her to speak. The air then becomes filled with the smell of rotten corpse coming from her breath. The woman growls, "You're not welcome here. Leave now." Austin stands strong and tall while shaking to the bone in fear on the inside. The only thing he can get out of his mouth is, "We are staying in the hotel. We have a right to be here." The woman's lips slightly curve up at the ends. "If you do not heed my warning, I'll show you your future." Nash cannot help but chuckle a nervous laugh under his breath. The woman barks, "Your fate will happen tonight if you stay, when the moon is shining at its brightest." The humans watch as the elderly woman scoops up a handful of dirt from the ground. She places it in her other palm, which is facing towards the sky, extended out in front of her as she mutters, "Watch." They all watch in amazement as the dirt begins to swirl before their eyes, forming a full moon, which is surrounded by dark black clouds. All of them keep their focus on the moon in the woman's hand as it transforms again. This time it changes into their hotel room. Scattered throughout the room is their lifeless bodies, which lay on the 2 beds and the couch. The woman pushes her point. See? If you stay, you'll surely be doomed. Emily looks at the woman in shock while blurting out, "The future can always change." The woman howls back, "Have it your way. If you don't leave, it'll not change." The humans seem to be fazed by the threat. They start filing out of the graveyard. They are chattering about what to do. Their voices are filled with fear as they begin to walk away from the woman. Nash calls back, "Nice try. You can't scare us that easy. You aren't even real." Fear is overpowering Morgan, which causes her not to think before she yells at Nash with anger. "Stop it! For all you know, she could be real." Nash falls silent. He is in utter disbelief because Morgan has never stood up to him like this before. The woman's voice is powerful. "All the ghosts you met tonight, we have died centuries ago. We have awakened from over 100-year nap to warn you about the creature who lured you here. We sense his intentions are evil." Raven shoots back, "We chose to come here ourselves. No one lured us here." The woman smirks. "Are you sure about that?" Raven does not respond to the woman. Instead, she grabs Austin by the arm and begins pulling him away from the woman. The others follow quickly behind. They try to hide their fear, but I can see straight through them. I know that deep down they are all scared. I can tell they want to run, but they try to contain their feelings. They keep trying to tell themselves this is not real. The woman watches them walk away. She begins to raise her arms above her head as she laughs uncontrollably. Thunder cracks in the human's ears as a dark cloud begins racing overhead. Emily looks to the sky. It seems like good old Mother Nature is coming out to play. We better get inside. Austin is captivated by the swirling sky. "I agree. Hurry, everyone back inside." Strong, high-pitched, screaming winds begin circling around them. Dirt and debris shoot up into their faces, causing them to shield their eyes with their arms. Out of nowhere, rain begins pounding down on top of the humans. It is pelting over their bodies and flooding the ground around their feet. Winds begin coming from every direction. It is so strong it pushes the humans together tightly, making it almost impossible for them to move. Before they have a chance to react, they notice they are becoming lighter with every passing second. Austin panics and looks around and yells, "What is causing this?" Nash's eyes open to see they're in the middle of what seems like a small tornado. Nash screams, "Brace yourself, we're about to be slung into the air." The girls' voices are drowned out by the wind and howling rain as their screams of terror travel through the air. As fast as the tornado picked them up, it spits them out just as quickly. The air is filled with heart-stopping screams, along with flailing arms and kicking legs. The humans crash hard into the ground with a loud thud, as every ounce of air is viciously knocked out of their lungs. Austin's voice is pain-stricken. "Is everyone okay?" His ears are then filled with mumbles. "Uh-huh," and "yeah." The sounds are drowned out by Nash's voice. "Guys, look at that!" The others follow Nash's horrified gaze towards the graveyard. They see the elderly woman holding her cat. She is standing next to the young boy with his dog, while the soldier is behind them sitting upon his horse. The elderly woman smiles, revealing bleeding gums. "I told you I could make you leave." The group's eyes widen as they see all of them break apart into ash to be carried away with the wind. The black clouds vanish along with the high winds and flooding rains. Austin slowly rises to his feet. "I don't know if that was real or fake, but maybe we should listen to their warning and leave." Morgan and Emily shake their heads in agreement with Austin. Nash chuckles. "Guys, please, so what? This guy has some awesome projectors, and a random storm blew in. I think we have more than proved we aren't scared of this person." Emily shakes her head in agreement, trying to calm down her own nerves. "That was probably the worst thing that's going to happen. But it's up to you guys if we stay or go. I mean, we don't know for sure if anything else will happen or not." Raven states quickly, "Well, whatever is happening, I'm definitely getting the hell out of this graveyard. Come on, who's with me?"